Billy, Cara, Zach, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me this morning. Congratulations to Day of Reckoning. I think I went into it expecting a kind of really a static modern Western, and ended up with some fantastic character development, and and I thought it was great. And I think that's where we're gonna start. Let's start with Billy and Marshall Butch. I mean, when we meet him, we obviously know he's after a quote unquote bad guy, a renegade. There's history there. Tell me what attracted you to Butch?
Just the timeline that we find him on, at after chasing these guys for 7 years, after losing, a handful of his close allies and friends to them. He's bent on certainly on vengeance quest and bringing them to justice, but the influence of a few elements, like the fact that he has not caught his, you know, caught him, to be coupled with the fact that he's has a terminal illness that looks like it's about to wreak havoc. There's nothing more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose, and that's a trippy thing, for all concerned. You just don't know, and he crosses the line in order to seemingly uphold justice. Challenges it and then some.
Yeah, it was great to see how he handled his men and watch things as they developed. I'm trying to talk about all your characters without giving too much away because I enjoyed it so much to watch how the movie was really smart enough to show us, not tell us, between all your interactions. And
Mhm.
I think that's where I appreciated the film the most. Cara, we find you as Emily Rusk, and she's in the center of all this, the wife of Kyle, who they're kind of using as bait really to finally bring him in. But she's not all that she seems. Tell us a little bit about her.
Yeah, I love Emily, and she is one of those people that, like you said, she just isn't what she seems. You think maybe Marshall Hayden's a little too aggressive in capturing her and her husband, but then throughout the story you realize why he's so cautious and why he so, you know, I guess dead set on finding her and why this is just it. This is our day of reckoning.
Yeah, and you have really, really great chemistry and interactions with Zach's sheriff, John Dorsey, who very, very early on in the film, we see that there's some traumatic effects that probably shifts his mindset into making him a little bit more held back, a little bit safer. The trauma's definitely affected him, but in meeting Marshall Butch, he has to step up. And then in his interactions with Emily, he kind of well, let's just stick with step up because I don't want I want people to enjoy this. Tell us a little bit about John Dorsey, Zach.
Well, you find in John just kind of beat down, shuffling through life post-war. He's in a marriage going nowhere. His life's pretty bleak, but at the end of the day, somehow he still keeps trying to do the right thing. And like you said, Butch coming along, and being the catalyst to John discovering who he really is, which is a hero.
Well, like I said, I really really liked is the fact that we get to know you guys all through the film, through your interactions. What kind of chemistry? Any exercises you guys did to build that chemistry? Because I would think it might be important for each of you to know, well, what journey each other is on.
You'd go get dinner, bum smokes, share hand warmers, the usual. Like it's a circus. We're carnies, and you usually story like this, a rural, shoot 'em up action thing, between all the just kind of rocking cool imagery, you got some downtime where you're sitting in a field and kind of it's just being people, telling people stories. So that was really, those are always the fun takeaways, and I wish the audience could see some of that. But it certainly permeates and supports the tale and gives it the dimension that you're talking about. Thank you for that observation. It's what we really strive to do. I mean, at face value, the movie is just, it's exciting. It's like rocking, has a rocking soundtrack, very surprising in a way, because Sean, our director, has just been a great visual stylist and storyteller, background in music videos. So the thing kind of like hits you in levels that you don't think, and it's going to have a real broad appeal in terms of audience for those things. But at its core, it's this human drama where people really connect, and that has to do with just these people here and the 100 others who were just really good folks. You know, we got lucky.
Yeah, it seems that you guys had really the great recipe between you guys, the actors, and then with Sean. I do want to elaborate a little bit more on that because Sean has, like you were saying, a background in music videos, a background in sports. A lot of times we do a lot of sports pieces because you don't know what the action is going to be until it happens. You really have to focus on characters and everyone behind that story. Cara, tell me a little bit about what you enjoyed about working with Sean.
Well, I loved it because he created such an environment that he encouraged us to discuss, and he encouraged us to, play and expand, and he created such an amazing just crew team, and then we're able to, all three of us, I can't even talk today, sorry. I need more coffee is what I need. But so I mean, with the cast that he brought together, it worked because we're all so committed to this project and we're so excited about it and so excited about the characters and how they're different from other Westerns. So I know for me personally, I think it was just the entire environment and everyone came together to create something amazing that we were all super passionate about.
You can't have a good Western without action sequences, but you need to care about them. We need to care about the people in them. Zach, how important was it to get this deep into each of your characters in order to make all those action sequences work on a higher level?
Well, I think whenever you're dealing with this level of action and sort of stunts and stuff like that, and it's an indie, a lot of things are happening on the fly, you need to have a really firm trust with your cast and your crew. And I certainly felt that throughout the filming of this. Whether we were running up the stairs or I was diving, shooting, and falling onto a mat, or Cara and I were, doing our falling on each other in the garden sequence.
That wasn't in the movie. What are you talking about? When are you guys falling in the garden? Call a fella.
We're clumsy, okay? We're
What?
clumsy.
So, I mean, a testament to like everything being described. I have to say, from the reason this felt like, we had one of the best armorers I've ever worked with. I can't remember his name. We had, like, literally the level of safety was at an absolute high, which meant the level of action could be really phenomenal. But credit goes to ESX and Ali Afshar and Christina Moore for really being the MCs who pulled this party together and brought Sean and brought the material and brought this cast together. And it was that kind of stewardship that really allowed for this all to really congeal and work and click.
Worked well. And we don't need to necessarily get into specifics, but was that you doing most of the work during your scuffle with Scott Adkins?
Of course. No. Yes. I mean, most of it, other than then I think one of the impact throws, Eric Audet, a great stuntman double I work with, and a great writer and actor. He does he orchestrates, what's the term I'm looking for? Coordinates as well. He lived in Atlanta, and I wanted to see him anyway. And I was like, I got a big fall here. I got a big hit. Can my buddy do it? I'll do everything else, but let him take the business end of that karate throw. That was it. The rest was me.
Well, it all looks really, really great. Thank you so much, you guys, Billy, Cara, and Zach, for a few minutes of your time. I really enjoyed the film because, like I've been saying this entire time, the character development on this I felt was wonderful, and it made for just an overall great film. Thank you for your time, and I hope to talk to you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.